terrified of public speaking. I would kind of go out of my way as much as I could to avoid it. At work, I was a writer, but I would also have to do presentations, and if I had to do it for clients, it was okay. The thing that I dreaded most was with peers. So with my other colleagues having to kind of present and say something. And I think I'd been at my job a few years, and I got the feedback that my writing was great, but I really needed to work on my presentation skills. And that kind of threw me, and I was like, I know, like now someone said it, I really need to go find something. And that's where I found your courses, the finding your voice and improvisation for confidence. And it was a bit random. I was like, I need to find something now. Here's this course. It starts on Wednesday. Not sure what it is. I'm going to go do it. I remember the first evening of the first course, not quite knowing what to expect, seeing the other sort of people around me, all kind of nervous, all sort of terrified of public speakings. And of course, one of the first things we did was sit in a circle, and we had to introduce ourselves. And I remember the terror of that. It's, oh my God, I need to remember my name. It's all these sort of silly things that your just mind goes blank because you're sort of so worried, and then you're not listening, and you're thinking, you're trying to rehearse it, and then it comes to you and you forget, and all those things that I found so difficult. And it was really the beginning of learning to practice that, having a space, having a work. It was such a different experience, the course that I did, the finding your voice. The first thing I think we sort of, or for one of them, we'd sit down in a circle and talk about our feelings, checking in for the day, which was for me just unheard of. I don't know. I think one of the pieces of advice that you shared with us was, to listen to other people when you're going around sort of introductions, while you're here, to just listen to other people, stop the rehearsing. I was just stuck in my head thinking, oh, I have to get this right, or I have to kind of thing, and just to listen to other people. I mean, I still do that today. I still, you can then respond and reflect on what other people say, bring that into you, and it just brings you present, and it allows you to sort of speak from you and from kind of reflecting everyone in the room. A privilege to be with other people who reflected where I was, because I learned so much from watching everyone else and how they struggle. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do that. I feel that. Or someone there saying that, my heart was racing, and I was like, I didn't really notice it. There was one thing of just the people that were drawn to that course and those courses, that sort of the kindred spiritness of it, that really touched me. And I also loved many of the different exercises that you took us through, Claire, sort of stretched us in kind of different interesting ways, and kind of got me to step out of my comfort zone, step out of but in a really encouraging way, even when sort of something I felt went sort of terribly wrong, right? But I learned from that, and I kind of grew from that, and I was encouraged and held from that. And sometimes that's the things you kind of need to step through. There's that kind of moment, oh wait, I didn't die, I'm still here, even though my nervous system is going wild. Yeah, there were little exercises with the sort of box of costumes and hats and things that we had sort of 5 seconds to find something, or embodying a pop star, and you sort of cheering us on, and kind of getting us to kind of walk on in front of people, and working with story. It was the first time I'd worked with story. We worked with Greek myths, not Greek, Egyptian myths, and it was, yeah, it's funny that that's what I do that's what I do now. So to sort of go back to these things, but it was just all these sort of little different exercises that were also great. Quite sort of unexpectedly, to sort of find myself sort of standing in front of more and more people, and I still get nervous, but it's working with this. It's understanding how to work with that energy. It's sort of excitement and energy kind of share a similar sort of feel, and it's sort of going in different directions. I feel like nervousness is excitement in the opposite direction. The journey's still unfolding, I guess. Listen to that part of you, maybe that in the belly or in the gut, and step out of the head, and just see if you want what's on the other side of this. That's one of the sort of has been the beacons for me when I've not been sure. I might be a little scared, a little apprehensive, a little anxious, but I want what's on the other side. I want to be able to sort of stand and speak and say my piece, and not sort of cower in the shadows. I really want what's on the other side. So I'd say to someone, if you want to be freer with your voice, freer standing where you are. Um, Listen to that voice. Listen to the voice wherever it takes you. It's certainly on one of your courses. It's a great place to start to kind of get familiar with that and see where it leads you. Life is for living. Listen to those little voices that really need to be heard, and see where life will take you. It's an integration of mind and body. Your voice carries both, right? It's like mind, body, and soul, and it's such a precious thing to hear a voice that is fully expressive, fully embodied, that speaks the truth. Whether it's on a stage, whether it's in a classroom, whether it's like in a coffee shop, doesn't really matter. And I guess those first courses I did was beginning to sort of step into that, out of the kind of, oh, I have to control the situation. I have to learn a script. I have to know when someone else is going to respond, to just kind of being and talking.